So I was Mindy's assistant, which was really fun because we got along. I think that with those assistant jobs, like you really have to actually get along with a person or it's kind of hell.
Yeah. Because you're so intimate with them.
You're so intimate. And like there were so many other assistant jobs that I didn't get that I remember like being devastated and going home and like crying about and being like, this was the one. Or I was going to, like other like showrunners that were like Mindy at that time. I had interviews with them, like other female showrunners, and it's like, why didn't I get that? But like, no, Mindy was a person that I like clicked with, so this was like the right one.
Were you like actively applying for assistant gigs, or were you like making it known to people that you wanted to assist people, or what?
What you mean? After I was a set PA, yeah, because that would be like the general next step. Like I was writing, but I didn't like think. I was never one of those like people who's very like entitled or like Gen Z, like I should be staffed already. Like I'm 22, I definitely need to be staffed.
Right.
I was very much like, well, there's sort of a system, and like I gotta figure it out. I gotta like go and do this, like pay my dues. And I wish that I had more like of that. Like I should be staffed already. There's probably like a little bit of that I should have had, but
to me the next step would be writer's PA.
Oh, I wanted to be a showrunner's assistant. Well, writer's PA, and on this show it was better to be Mindy's assistant.
Well, okay.
Yeah. Oh, you mean in general? Yeah, I would have taken a writer's PA job too.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I would have taken it.
So were you applying for these things, or you just like, hey, I'm looking to move up?
I don't even know how to apply to
Right, that's why I'm curious how you're getting so many opportunities.
Because I just emailed whoever I had met.
I think that's count as applying.
Yeah, I guess. I want this. Will you keep me in mind for this, or that kind of thing?
That's smart.
Yeah, that's what you have to do.
You do, but a lot of people are timid, I feel like, when they first move out here to not step on toes.
You have to. I hate stepping on toes. I hate, like, I'm very appropriate, but you have to, because no one's going to think of you and be like, oh, maybe that guy. Like,
I've learned that recently.
People are only going to think of you if you, like, jam yourself in their face. And, like, I think there's a way to do it gracefully or, like...
Exactly. Politely.
This doesn't mean write long emails about like who you are as a person, because nobody wants to hear that. You want a quick email. Hi, I'm so and so. I'd love to pick your brain. Could we get coffee? And it needs to be like, this is the other thing, a proper connection, not like your friend, like a real thing.
Of course.
A real connection. But just be polite and tell people what you want, and like, they'll probably give it to you. I
want to pick your brain on this. So let's say you had a guest director on or somebody, and you wanted to work for them or something. Would you almost email them the next day and be like, hey, I had a great...
Only if I felt that I had gotten along with them.
Okay.
Or what I would do is, like, if they say had an assistant, I would get friendly with the assistant. Not like on purpose, but if I had gotten friendly with the assistant, I would email the assistant.
Sure.
But I would have never... I mean, you probably could. I'm timid. You probably could just email like, hey, I was a set PA, blah, blah, blah. I would love to work for you if you have... But I don't know. I think it's sort of inappropriate to just be like, I'd love to work for you.
Right.
I feel like you go to the assistant of the person.
Okay.
Unless you had a personal connection with someone on set. And then you could say, email them being like, I had such a wonderful time working for you. It was such a great thing to see.
XYZ.
Yeah. Or even just like compliment them, and then you have you have a dialogue, and then you know the person a little bit. So then, like, maybe when something does come up, they think of you. But yeah. That's what I think.
No, I think you're totally right. Like, I used to be timid on reaching out to like past guests I've had on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
And be
you shouldn't. They've been in your home.
Oh, I shouldn't?
You don't be timid about that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Don't be timid. I thought you meant don't reach out.
No.
But I used to be timid about it because I felt like it was dirty. It was like I invited them over and then I was like, oh, give me this. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I've learned, no, they don't care. And if anything, they know me, and the worst that they're going to say is no.
It's also Hollywood. Like, you have to do it.
Yeah. And I've been doing it a lot lately.
And the other thing is, if the person likes you, they're not going to read it as like, oh, fuck this kid. If they don't like you, they're not going to respond, and that's that.
Yeah.
But like, it's better to have sent the email than to have not said it.
Yeah.
Sent it. And there are plenty of emails I haven't sent because I'm like, it's going to be too awkward. But like, you just have to.
I think there's a sketch in this somewhere where it's like sending an email in Hollywood and how one person just scrutinizes it, and then you show the person that received it scrutinizing the receiving and sending.
Yeah, I mean, you should scrutinize it. It should be a good email, but it doesn't need to say more than it. I don't know. I kind of, my friends and I I remember we'd sit around like reading over each other's emails, like who you have to suck up to and who you just can be normal with and blah, blah, blah.
That's amazing.
You would like rewrite everyone's emails, like to help them get jobs. And it's like, you either got it in the room or you didn't. But like, you still got to write a follow-up. Also, always write a thank you email after your meetings.
Oh, yeah.
This is just like my email talk. This is my email TED talk.
This is good stuff. I'm into it.
Always.
Did you take a class in college on this?
No, this is just, knowing what, if it's really good if after you've had an interview, if you can leave a handwritten note with like the person you've interviewed with, if they have an assistant, and you can leave a handwritten note with the assistant and then they get it later, that's like extra.
Baller.
Yeah, I think so. Handwritten note is nice.
You read a lot of Emily Post?
No. This is not Emily Post. This is Hollywood.
They should have an... They should have an Emily Post on Hollywood.
On Hollywood emails, I could write it.
Okay, so you're assisting Mindy. Yeah, you should.
I could, yeah.
That's your next cookbook.